Hey guys, what's up? So it's Astro Jack for Pluto Boy Astrology, and I'm doing another video today. And I wanted to show you guys how synastry works in astrology. So synastry basically is when you put two people's charts together, lovers, etc. To what's that to you? Yeah, to see why people are attracted to who they are, or why certain people are attracted to whether why people even get together with each other in the first place. Sometimes you see people you're like, oh, why are you even together? What, you put them two together, or people have like turbulent relationships or where they can't. I'm trying to sleep now. And they have turbulent relationships where they're like toxic, etc. Or you meet somebody and you feel like you've known them before, things like that. So I just thought look at look at Amy Winehouse's chart with Blake Fields Sybil. I loved Amy Winehouse anyway. I think she's sick as fuck. So I wanted to look into her chart anyway. So for what I've done, I thought I'd look at her chart and his chart separately. Because I'm going to show you how the natal wheel works, so you can see why she's a singer, why she's famous, how she's made so much money, and then I'll put their charts together, do a synastry chart, and see why they're attracted to each other, because they have like Mars and Venus placements, which are really triggers as to why you're attracted to certain people, and they've got North Node and South Node conjunctions as well, so they're your karmic destiny. So when you have South Node or North Node conjunction with somebody, it's like when your planets match, your North Node triggers match, so it means that you might have been together in a past life, you met up again in another lifetime over and over to maybe to heal wounds, maybe to grow together. In this case, obviously, it was to karmic destiny, really. So yeah, I've looked at that as well. It was really interesting, and then I also wanted to look at on her the day that she passed away, and see what was going on with the sky that day as well, with transits and stuff, and that was really interesting also, and to show you how transits work as well, and see how you can indicate important dates and things just by looking at astrology, looking at planets in the sky, and how your birth chart is really important in determining your career, who you're attracted to, your marriage partner, children. Oh my god, my dogs are mad. Your voices, how you make money, where you live, it's all in your chart. So yeah, I've pulled up the charts and stuff. So look at Amy's first, and look at Blake's, and then we'll do this interview together, and look at the transits as well for the day when she passed away. So I hope you like the video, and if you do want to book a reading with me, just do it. Oh my god. If you do want to book a reading with me, drop a message on here on YouTube, or follow me on Insta as well. It's Pluto Boy Astrology on Instagram, Pluto Boy Astrology. And you can DM me on there for a reading. I do personal readings for natal, birth chart, solar return, all that sort of stuff. And you'll drop me a comment here as well. So I'd love it if you like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And let's get stuck into these charts then. So yeah, this is Amy Winehouse's birth chart. She's a Gemini rising, and yeah, so Gemini rising people, they're really expressive. They like to communicate. Their mind usually going 10 to the dozen. They can be quite funny, quite humorous people, because we're ruled by Mercury, and they're quite quick-witted, quite quick thinking. They like to analyse, they're analytical. Her ascendant is 17 degrees, the Leo degree, so it means that her ascendant has that Leo flavour to it, that should come across quite Leo when you see her as well, which is her hair is huge. So Leo people, or any Leo sort of energy you have in your chart, ascendant, Venus, etc., can give you big ass hair, especially she had a huge beehive, didn't she? So, and her makeup is lion-esque as well, isn't that liony makeup, isn't it, with the eyeliner? Makes it look very feline, and so she has Venus in Leo as well, and Mars in Leo. Um, so she would have come across quite Leo people, and that's why she's a celebrity, that's why she's famous, because Leos like to be centre stage, whether they like it or not, they will be, and so Venus rules your voice too. Um, so yeah, what was her? She had the big. What was her voice known for? She probably had one of the biggest, most distinctive voices of our time. For a female singer, she's probably one of our most distinct, recognisable, talented people. Whatever you think about her, she's known for her voice, wasn't she? And that lioness. Her album was called Lioness as well, wasn't it? One of her last albums called Lioness. And that's that Venus in Leo energy from that, which makes her trine to her moon. So how she likes to express herself is through Leo-esque ways. I mean that she attract Leo-type partners as well. So Leo-type partners, Leo-type men who they like to be centre stage as well. And also they can be a bit of a handful or hard to handle. Or sometimes Leo partners can be a bit babied or need to be mothered, need to be babied sort of thing. Back to a Gemini ascendant. So on the day, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, on the flip side, Gemini tend to kind of have inner turmoil as well, because their mind's always going 10 to the dozen, they're always analysing or overthinking as well. She has Chiron in the first house, which can sometimes lead to the native thinking about overthinking, not thinking they're good enough, self-worth, because Chiron's your biggest wound. So it can be inner pain, depression, anxiety. So she would have battled with that as well, possibly. Having that Gemini ascendant makes you really quick-witted. If you watch her on interview, she's absolutely fucking hilarious. She's really funny, because she's ruled by Mercury. Gemini's ruled by Mercury. Her Mercury's in Virgo here, so it operates really well, because obviously Mercury also rules Virgo. So and Mercury and Virgo people are hilarious. Her sun's in Virgo as well. So those people are so analytical, and they're just naturally generally funny and really quick witted. Also rules songwriting as well. People who have Virgo Mercury are really good writers anyway, and because it's making a square to her moon, she'd write about, because the square is like a negative aspect, challenging aspect. She'd write about love, despair, heartache, pain, and how she'd like really describe all these things in her song, didn't she? Because her moon's in the 8th house, so it deals with taboo and that sort of stuff. And the 4th house is your inner being. That's what she sings about. She sings about her most deepest, darkest feelings. She had so much soul. And that's her Venus as well, that Venus voice, because the 3rd house is communication. So her 11th house, the house of gains, how you make money, is ruled by Leo. So she's got, it's ruled by Aries, which is ruled by Mars. So she has Mars in conjunction to her Venus, how she makes money. While her house of gains, the 11th house, is ruled by Mars, conjunct to Venus. So ruled through her voice, because this is all to do with communication and your voice and singing. That's how she made her millions. Through her talent, through her huge voice. Leah has to be the best, so she was like the best in her genre. That Mars conjunct Venus in Leo can make you a bit of a tomboy as well. She was known for being a bit of a lad's lad, weren't she? A lad's girl sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? A bit tomboy-y, and her voice is really deep as well. Do you know what I mean? A bit of a geezer voice. Do you know what I mean? So that would have been that Mars conjunction to her Venus as well. That would have also makes you really loyal, like a really loyal person as well. Do you know what I mean? What else did I want to say about her chart? So that Sun conjunct Mercury makes her an amazing songwriter and singer-songwriter. Because Virgos, loads of celebrities have Virgo, especially really famous singers have Virgo placements, like Michael Jackson, Beyonce. People like that, really big stars have that aspect. So she's got the North Node in the 1st house. So the North Node in the 1st house, people, they are here to, because your North Node, the Dragon's Head, Rahu, that's your life purpose. Her life purpose in the 1st house is to pave her own way. Pave her own, make her own mark through herself, which she did do. However, wherever your north node is, ultimately your south node is always bang opposite. So her south node is in the 7th house of relationships. So her karmic destiny, her karmic the destiny from her past would involve past lovers, especially because it makes conjunction to Neptune and the moon as well. So she would meet many past lovers in this, or meet past lovers in this lifetime to heal karmic debts that she may have incurred through past lifetimes. So she would have met people in this lifetime who would be her karmic soulmates, which she probably had with Blake, because he had the same aspect in his chart as well. I'll go into his chart in a bit. So, yeah, she got Cancer in the 2nd house. Cancer is what we like to put into our, it rules fluid. 2nd house rules what we put in our mouth. I know she was a huge drinker. So, and also, 2nd house is your values, and Cancer is very emotive. She's very emotional. Her moon's in the 8th house, so she expressed herself through her emotions by writing them down. She makes a T-square to her 2nd house and 8th house with the 4th house Sun and Mercury. So what she wrote about made a T-square with her 2nd and 8th house, and her gains, how she made money. Her ascendant is opposing Neptune as well, so this shows that you'll attract partners with drug issues, drinking issues. You might have them yourself. Also, it can mean that you'll have your rose tinted glasses when you see your partner as well, and you're a bit starry-eyed when it comes to love and romance, and you have no boundaries because Neptune dissolves all boundaries when it comes to relationships, because it's in that 7th house. Yeah, so also that would tie in with a trine to her Mars as well, so she would attract partners like that. Yeah, because Mars is who you're sexually attracted to, and the type of people that you're attracted to as well. So she would have attracted other famous people, other singers, or other wannabes who had drink and drug problems with that trine aspect. Also, Uranus in the 7th house rules like whirlwind romances, and Jupiter in the 7th as well. She's loved to be in love. And that's what she sang about. What else do I want to say about her chart? It's alright because I recorded this and then it got deleted, so I'm just trying to go backtrack what I have said. I don't want to repeat myself either. So I'm just gonna go over all the main stuff, what I think is really important with her chart. So yeah, so she has that Leo Venus and Aquarian MC. So the MC is how you come across. Your MC here is how your public persona and how you come across to other people. Well, she has Lilith conjunct her MC. So Lilith is like your dark fruit. It's like the rebel. She come across. Her look was rebellious. She looked not normal. She was like your average pop star, was she? She looked completely like nothing else. Like she had her own look. She looked like something from the 1920s, but an exaggerated version of it. You know what I mean? She had a big hair. She was a rebel. She had tattoos. That's your Lilith, and the MC, especially for females, can make you a strong female, like really sexualized as well. People see it as quite sexual. So that's how she portrayed herself as well. Do you know what I mean? As like a 1920s sort of sex symbol, like with their big dye line and little dresses, big hair and stuff. That's how she came across. And Aquarius likes to be the rebel as well, and she has that on her MC. How she likes to come across to others. I wanted to say as well. So square ascendant, Neptune and Pisces. Yeah. So her ascendant makes a trine to Pluto as well. So her north node would have involved Plutonic things like death and destruction and regeneration as well. It's a conjunction to Saturn of her health. The Pluto conjunct Saturn in her health sector as well. So her health sector, the 6th house, is ruled by Scorpio. So Scorpio's taboo things like sex, drugs, drinking. Saturn is like in the 6th house as well, so it can block sudden illnesses regarding that. She's got Pluto in Libra as well, which rules kidneys. So Pluto likes to destroy. So which is something that she might have done through drinking and drugs. Because your fifth house is what you like to do for hobbies, and I know that was one of them. You know what I mean? So yeah, she had yeah, I mean that Saturn conjunct Pluto, you know, the sixth house can be a signal to like early death, especially having the moon at 0 degrees as well. It can mean someone dying young and dying suddenly, you know. So she was born to be famous. She got that 11th house. She got the 11th house ruler in the 3rd house, making a conjunction to her money. Because Venus is how you make money, and she made money through her voice, through singing. And Venus is making a sextile to Pluto. When Venus and Pluto make any sort of sextile or conjunction, it can mean the native or the chart ruler can be like a millionaire or a billionaire even. It makes the chart ruler have like big money. So she's got that aspect, 5 degrees apart as well. And she had the same degree for her Mercury, her songwriting, so which is what she was known for. It's like that's like a semi sextile to her chart, to her Venus. So her voice and her singing is what made her money, what made her rich. So yeah, I'll just go back to Saturn in the 6th house as well. So Saturn puts a stop on things, and it literally puts a stop on your health. You know what I mean? And she's got Pluto in Libra as well. Libra rules the kidneys, so having Pluto, the planet of destruction and decay, Pluto erodes the livers, which I know she had problems with her livers because she was a drinker, wasn't she? Her MC is Aquarius, so your MC and your Lilith, she's got Lilith in Aquarius as well. So when people's Lilith and MC conjunct, it makes them very sexual. It can make them look really rebellious as well, because she was a little rebel, wasn't she? Bless her. She was a little rebel. She was one on her own. You know, she was known for being an individual, and that's Aquarius. Aquarius people are like that anyway. They're very different. They stand out from the crowd. They don't stand out from the crowd like Leo does. They stand out from the crowd for being different. I mean, she's got Leo, Venus, and Mars anyway opposing her midheaven, so she got the Leo hair and the Leo look. I mean, even her eyeliner was lion-like, wasn't it? And her last album was called Lioness, for God's sake, as well. You can't get any more Leo than that. So very heavy Leo influences in her chart. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to cover with her chart briefly, and I'll go over his I'll do his as well, and then I'll do theirs together so you can see how their synastry works and how love synastry works and how why people are attracted to who they are and stuff. Did I do his chart? I'm sure I did. Let me have a look. I don't think I wrote any notes on his chart, but I want to put his chart up anyway, because I can read it off it anyway. So where is it? Oh, here we go. Yeah, so this is this chart. So I played around with this chart with the lady's birthday and everything, but I played around with the chart. I didn't want to be like stereotypical, so I went through all the different times and things, and it didn't really add up to his ascendant. So my gut instinct was that he was a Sagittarius rising, and when I put it down as Sagittarius with the times, it made perfect sense. Because one of the downsides of Sagittarius, I love Sagittarius boys. Before we get started, I've dated loads of Sagittarius men. I think they're fucking hilarious. They're funny. They're wild. And they like to have a good time. They're out for a good time. And this is what he was. He's a good time party boy. He looks a bit horsey as well. Sagittarius kind of that horsey look about. Not all of them. They kind of have a bit of a horsey look about them, but they are, along with a few other signs, the zodiac fuckboys. Sagittarius rising boys are a bit of a fuckboy. You know what I mean? And she has that in her 7th house. See here, this is her chart. Her 7th house is ruled by Sagittarius anyway. She's got Jupiter there, so she can attract Sagittarius men. She likes those wild boys. She's got Lilith in Aquarius as well. She likes rebellious boys. She likes those bad boys, which is what he is, sorry. So I've got him down in Sagittarius rising, right? He's got Lilith in Sagittarius as well. So that's sextiling her Lilith. So when the planet, the aspect sextile makes it's like they're working in harmony together. So they would have that sexual chemistry and sexual connection that would turn each other on. He's got Uranus and Neptune in the first house as well. So he was down for going into excess. So he would like drinking, he would like partying, he would like taking drugs. He's got Jupiter in the 12th house. Jupiter ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio, as I said before, and the 12th house is to do with taboo, to do with drugs, sex, drinking, etc. He's got Jupiter in that house, in the sign of Scorpio, so it's amplified even more. So, he was down for that. Jupiter likes to expand wherever it is. So in Scorpio, all those taboo things, he was down for taking a hardcore class A drugs, drinking into oblivion. He was down for all that shit. He also, he's got Neptune, the planet of illusion, in the first house as well. So we would come across a bit of a fuckboy, do you know what I mean? Also as well, he has a Libra stellium, his MC is Libra. He's got Mars, Pluto and Saturn in Libra as well. So he would come across very Librarian, is that the right word? Very Libra energy anyway. So not only is he Sagittarian, the other biggest fuckboy in the zodiac is Libra. So Libras are pretty boys. They're charmers. They like to say the right things to get what they want. So he's got Mars there as well. So that's his sexual energy. Do you know what I mean? And he's got Saturn in Libra, which isn't actually a bad Saturn to have. He can make the chart holders look a bit younger. Gives them really good bones. So yeah, he's got the sun in Aries, so he's quite fiery anyway. So she was fire with Leo, and he was fire with all the Leo placements, and he was fire with his rising sign and his 5th house sun sign. So his 5th house sun, right? She has got Mars in Leo. His sun's in the 5th house. The 5th house is ruled by Leo anyway. So he would have come across quite Leo. I've got a 5th house sun as well. So he come across quite Leo, a bit central attention, a bit, me. So she would have found that attractive because she has Mars in Leo. So she likes Leo type men. So his sun would have radiated that. He had Chiron in the 6th house of health. Taurus is ruled by his 6th house, and Taurus rules drinking, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus likes, to drink, to drugs, to anything into excess. He's got Chiron in his health sector there, so that would be one of his problems, that he would know when to say. He doesn't know when to stop, especially if someone triggers those in his chart. He's got Jupiter opposing his 6th house. So Jupiter, the planet of more and greed, is opposing his health house, where he's got Taurus rule Venus. So he would have been all about the excess, all about drinking and whatever. So he has Gemini in the 7th house. Well, Amy's a Gemini rising, so his ideal partner should be Geminian. Well, she's a Gemini rising, for God's sake. I'm just flick back to her chart. She's got a Gemini stellium. She hasn't, but she's got a couple of things in Gemini. So she's Geminian anyway because of her Gemini ascendant. So that's what he would look for. They've both got Capricorn moons as well. So their moon signs are conjunct. They've got the same moon, so they just get each other. When you have the same moon as somebody else, it's like you feel at home with them. You get each other, you understand each other, you know each other are coming from. You can be yourself around this person. Also as well, I've noticed myself, when you have moon conjunct moon with somebody, you can spend a lot of time at home together. And they used to spend a lot of time in hotels, at home, locked up, just taking drugs, getting high together. He has moon squaring his Saturn. She has Saturn moon aspects as well. So they both had a hard time expressing themselves. They had a lot of inner turmoil, it can make you depressive, anxiety. So they both got the same aspects. So they both would have suffered with a bit of anxiety, depression, negativity, and that's how they find escapism in that. He has also his south node. So his north node is in the 8th house, yeah. So his past life is it conjunct his moon. So she had the same similar thing as well. So he would have had past life lovers come back from the past in this lifetime to teach lessons from. So especially with the moon, they're 1 degree apart. Is it 1 degree? No, sorry, 3 degrees apart. Her moon's sorry, her north node is 20. Her south node is 20 degrees. I'll come to that in a minute. So he got south node conjunct his moon. So because I've got this as well. So he would meet many past life lovers in this lifetime. Well, she has the same aspect as well. So they're both past life lovers, which is why they had such a turbulent time. Because people are like, oh, you meet your soulmate, your karmic connection, or I feel like I've known him forever. Yeah, that's great, but 9 times out of 10, it's because they're here to teach you a fucking lesson. So you can fulfill your soul purpose in this lifetime, unfortunately. Okay, so let's see. They've got their synastry chart. Where is that? I did their synastry chart as well. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So this is a synastry. So when you do a synastry is like when you lay the two charts of people together. So you've got Amy's chart in the middle, inside, and Blake's on top with the red planets. So this shows like why they're compatible, why they're attracted to each other. I've covered some of it already. I'm going to go over it again anyway. So, like I said before, their ascendants are in opposite houses. So what they seek are each other. They reflect off each other. His ascendant's in her 7th, and hers in his vice versa. Vice versa. So they're like strongly attracted to each other. Their moons are conjunct together. Their south nodes are conjunct together as well. They both have past life relationships with each other. What else would I want to talk about? Their ascendants are opposing the south node connection. The Neptune is conjunct in the 7th house. So So they've got, I know this can be generational as well, but both their Neptunes conjunct each other, as does his Lilith. So he has Lilith conjunct Neptune, so he can fucking take drugs to excess, right? He's got it in him to do that. Well, she's got her Neptune next to his with her moon as well, so she's fucking encouraging him to do even more. They're kind of bouncing off each other, because he famously was quoted for saying that he'd introduced her to like heroin and crack cocaine and all this sort of stuff, and she was down for the fucking party as well, because she's got the Neptune, the planet of excess, and the planet of sorry, not excess, the planet of escapism and drinking and drugs has seen hand in hand with her moon as well. So her moon had deep feelings, like this all ties hand in hand together. This is all done in like moon as well. This can be all done because this is like 7th house and 8th house shit. This is all like very secret. It's like when they get together, they do things on their own privately in secret. I know they'd hide away from their families and they privately start taking all these drugs for days and weeks on end together. They'd emerge from hotel rooms covered in blood and God knows what else. After having like week-long benders and things, so that's where that aspect comes from. They have Uranus conjunct as well in the 7th house. I know they had like a really quick wedding, like a whirlwind wedding. They had like they break up as well. I know they had like a really whirlwind romance anyway, because there's Uranus conjunct in the 7th house, like whirlwind romance. And Jupiter and Uranus together as well. It's like blowing up those feelings of love and obsession in that house. Speaking of obsession, they've got Pluto conjunct Pluto as well in the 5th house of dating and sex. So that when you have Pluto, I know again this can be generational, but when you have Pluto conjunct Pluto, these people can't like live or die without each other. It's like do or die, you know what I mean? I can't live without you, I'm gonna die without you. This is what she sang about and wrote about, this conjunction of two Plutos together, you know? She couldn't live without him, he was her everything. And that they set that off in each other's chart. So his son actually conjunct Pluto as well. So this can make the person obsessed with each other, like can't live without each other, almost stalking type behaviour. It's like unhealthy obsession with like love and sex towards one another. His north, like on a downside, like his north node is in her second house. So basically, he saw her as a trophy almost, because his north node, that second house of gain of worth. So she was valuable to him because obviously she was a high earner, wasn't she? He wasn't stupid. Like he knew that he stuck with her. Yeah, he had all this. He was attracted to her. I don't doubt that he did love her, but he was also in it for the money. His son falls in her 11th house as well, gains. So he had a lot to gain from her. He wanted to be famous in his own right. He wanted to sponge off her as well. His Venus is on her 10th house of career. So yeah, again, this is someone that he looked up to and thought that he could hang on to for the fame and the money. With that 10th, because the 10th house is public persona and celebrity as well. It is having the 10th, and especially at the highest point of the chart as well. It can make the person, or with Amy, because on Amy's 10th, it'll make her kind of look up to him and worship him almost. With that Venus in Pisces. Yeah, so his Venus is actually in Pisces. So Pisces again rules drinks, it rules inhibition, and it's making a square. So yeah, so his Venus squares her Jupiter. So his Venus about drinking, recreational drugs. Well, her Jupiter's like, yeah, let's do it, man. Whatever you want, we should do more of it, and we should cane it even harder. So when they were together, I know when they were together, it kind of things got out of hand. When they broke up, he got himself clean. I think they both did. They both got themselves clean, didn't they? I know she was clean before she passed. So yeah. Oh yeah, so I wrote that his Chiron, so your deepest wound, your strongest pain, your wound is Chiron. Well, his Chiron falls in her fucking 12th house of death. Like he would have been the death of her. Do you know what I mean? If there's probably, I know she passed anyway, but he would have. I want to say that he would have just triggered a chain of events which set her off to her downward spiral. Ultimately, I believe, with this placement, because it's pain and suffering. His Jupiter sets off all her Saturn in the 6th house as well. So his Jupiter, yeah, her illnesses, her sickness in the 6th house. His Jupiter, it sets all that off as well because it expands her depression or anxiety, her self-doubt and stuff, and her drinking and drug abuse. His Jupiter, the planet of more in excess, is in her health sector. His Mars and MC is in the 5th house. Yeah, that's right. So, because his Mars is in Libra, the fuckboy placement, and the MC is another fuckboy placement. They would have had off the chain sex life, which is probably one of the attractions to him. As to why she was so in love with him. Yeah, so he has back to his Venus in Pisces. Well, her Neptune is in the 7th house, isn't it? So if he has his Venus, what he's attracted to is Pisces. Well, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and her Neptune is in his 7th house over here. Yeah, so in her 7th house, sorry. And he has Neptune in the 7th house also. So she came across quite Piscean as well, because Pisces people, like I said before, if you have Neptune in the 7th house, it can make you really idealistic about love, and you can, basically, it's like your man could be a serial killer, chop up all your family, and you'd be like, oh, you know what, he's a good guy, really, he's all right, really, or it's like that sort of thing, like literally your boo can do no wrong. And that's what she had that placement, and he had it in the 7th too. So like they're kind of both as bad as each other in that respect. Okay. So what is that else I read? Let me just look at my notes. Oh yeah, so because they had that moon, their moons conjunct. So it's in the 8th house, and the 8th house is marriage. So and Capricorn is long lasting. So if they hadn't have all these other fucked up placements. They probably would have had more of a long-lasting relationship, but 8th house is your marriage sector, marriage partner, and both their moons are in there, and so yeah, they did get married, didn't they? Because they felt at home with each other, and Capricorn's establishments. So yeah, well, yeah, they were married. I think they were married briefly. I'm sure they divorced, didn't they? I'm not sure they broke up. I'm not sure they were married before she passed away. So yeah, that's what it's about to say about them. And then I did have a look at her, just because I wanted to see how it worked with her transits for the day she passed away. And where is it? Bear with me. Oh yeah, here it is. So I found her time and date of birth. Her time of death. Sorry. So she died in the afternoon. It was when they phoned the police, and she was dead on arrival. So the moon at here is at the moment it's at midnight. But if you move, because the moon moves every few hours, like a degree or so, every 2 hours I think it is. So by the time she was actually passed, it would have been her 12th house. It would have made a conjunction to her Jupiter. So that day she had Jupiter in the 12th house of excess. So Jupiter was in Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So Venus is a planet of excess and drinking and drugs. She had Venus was transiting her second house that day of Cancer. Cancer is what you second house is what you put in your mouth. Cancer is to do with liquids. So liquids is drinking, alcohol, which is what she was found. She was like really she had alcohol poisoning, didn't she? Which caused a seizure and fit and stuff. And she was dead on arrival. So that day as well, she had Mars, transiting Mars, right? This one here, at 22 degrees. So 22 degrees is a critical degree in astrology. It's the rule of, it's the degree of kill or be killed. It's like the death degree. It's known as, it's making a conjunction to her north node. So the north node, her north node is 20 degrees, so it was 2 degree conjunction. So, and the north node, her south node, is 22 degrees anyway. So she has her life purpose degree at 22 degrees, the degree of kill or be killed, the degree of death. Mars triggered that by Mars can act as a trigger, because when you have Mars in the first house, it can rule accidents, it can rule like death and things as well. Especially at that critical degree, and it's conjunct her south node. So the nodes, like I said to you before, are like karmic destiny. So that day, that's what happened by conjunction. You know, she had that karmic point, 22 degrees. And then she also had that Jupiter travelling through her 12th house with the moon as well, with the Venus in Cancer. What you put in your mouth, you're drinking, you're drugging, etc. It was sextiling her natal sun and Venus as well. So Mars at 22 degrees was making a sextile to her natal Venus as well. So Venus being, like I said to you before, what we like to do for enjoyment, we like to drink. It was making a sextile to this aspect here of death and sudden death. She has Saturn going through her 5th house as well. So again, Saturn in the 5th house, you know, the 5th house slams on its brakes to any enjoyment that we have. So if she's drinking for fun, Saturn was trying to stop that, stop. Saturn in the 5th, stop you having a good time basically. Also as well, she had Pluto conjunct her moon in the 8th house. She had the 8th house moon, like I said to you before. Pluto conjunct the moon natally. Pluto transit again can rule death, because Pluto rules death and destruction. It's in the 8th house of death that day as well. It's transiting the 8th house of death. So there's quite a lot of factors here. I'm not saying if you got this in your chart you're gonna die, but there's a lot of stuff going on here that indicates as to what happened that day. She had Chiron going through the 10th house of Pisces, Neptune as well on the 10th house cusp, on the MC cusp. So Neptune again, the planet of drinking and escapism, conjunct Chiron. Chiron is the biggest wound, like I told you before. Chiron is your biggest pain. Going through a 10th house, your public persona, how you're seen. Again, it can rule death and sudden death, especially through drinking as well. She was found dead in her bedroom. Pisces rules bedrooms, and it's opposing her 4th house of home as well. And your 4th house is your grave. So, again, the opposition of Pisces in your bedroom, drinking, Neptune, Chiron, deepest wound, whether she was drinking for escapism or to escape her problems or what. It's opposing her 4th house of home and death and her grave. She died at home. So she had Uranus going through her 11th house. 11th house was ruled by Mars, and Mars is in the third here as well. So, and Mars was the indicator here, wasn't it, of her transit that day. So Uranus is making a sextile to her Mars. So again, that sextile is like a sudden death transit. So yeah, there's a few. Yeah, I'm not gonna go too crazy on everything else, but that was the main things I wanted to discuss with her chart and his chart, just so you can see like how astrology works, how the transits work, and how love synastry works, and why you're attracted to each other, how your life purpose works, what sort of things to look for in your chart as well for life purpose, what you're attracted to, you know, how Venus works, how Mars works and stuff. I hope you found it really interesting. So I love Amy Winehouse. I really wanted to do this video. And yeah, if you want a reading with me, hit me up. Like this video, subscribe, share. Love if you did that. And drop me a message if you want to book me a personal reading with yourself, with me for yourself. And follow me on Insta. It's Pluto Boy Astrology. And you can DM me on there as well for readings. And I really appreciate you. Thank you. I'll catch you soon.